Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to another Sims 4 house building video. I am back, finally building once again in The Sims 4. Before I get into this, I just wanted to say I am so annoyed. I have had the hardest time trying to film videos over the last couple of weeks. If you saw my last video, you might have heard me talking about a video I was working on for Halloween, and it is now the start of November, and a Halloween video did not go out, and I am very annoyed about it. This video was also meant to go out a week before my Halloween video. This video, I am building the house from Don't Worry Darling. Don't Worry Darling is a new film from Olivia Wilde, starring Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. It came out like last month, I think. I saw it a week after it came out, and I just had to build it in The Sims, but I'll talk more on that in a minute. Basically, I was working on the house from American Horror Story Season 1, and I was working so hard on it. It took me so long to build that goddamn house, and I did it, and I was really, really proud of it. It's probably one of my better builds, and I went to edit all of the footage. I had about 12 hours of footage. That's how long I was working on this house. Usually houses, I have like 2 or 3 hours max of recorded video, and this one I had, I think, 12. It was either 11 or 12, and I lost the first 4 hours of footage, which was basically building the entire skeleton of the house. I put a lot of detail into it, and I just lost it. No idea where it is, no idea where it went, and I am so annoyed about it. But what I did, I basically went back. I have the finished house. I went back into The Sims and I went to a blank lot, and I basically recreated the exterior of the house and re-recorded myself building it, and kind of a rushed version, but it's just for the sake of the video to show you the process of actually building it, because it was one of those houses that had a lot of trial and error, a lot of figuring out, and I did it all on camera for once. Usually I do that off camera, but I knew it was going to be a big build, and I was kind of planning on making maybe 2 videos out of it because I knew I was going to have a lot of footage. So my original plan was to do part 1, building the exterior, and then part 2, building all of the inside of the house, figuring out the floor plans, and then decorating. That did not happen because, like I said, I lost the first 4 hours of footage. But that video is coming, I promise. I'm just so annoyed because basically this video then, the Don't Worry Darling video, which you're watching right now, I had this all finished, recorded, voiceover done, fully edited, and then in that video I was talking about the next video I was making. And then when that went tits up, I had to go back and redo this audio, which I'm finally getting around to. It was just an absolute headache, such a nightmare, but it's done. Hopefully I won't be taking long breaks like that again. Basically because of the knock-on effect that video had and just the sheer disappointment of losing the footage, I didn't want to look at The Sims, I didn't want to look at editing software, I didn't want to do any of it. So I basically didn't post for about a month, which I've been trying really hard to post regularly. I'm trying to do it once every 1 to 2 weeks at the moment, just because that's all I'm able to put out at the moment. But yeah, that was an absolute head wreck. But stay tuned because that video is coming and I'm really proud of it. It is a really cool house. I put everything I had into it and it did turn out really cool in the end. But that is coming hopefully next week. Hopefully. Maybe sooner. Maybe. That's a big maybe, because I still now have about 10 hours of footage that I have to edit. Since rebuilding the exterior of the house, I was able to do it quicker. I knocked like 2 hours off of it, but there's still a lot of footage to get through. But yes, stay tuned for that. Anyway, this video, I am building the house from Don't Worry Darling, like I said. If you don't know what Don't Worry Darling is, it's a relatively new movie. I'm not sure if it's out on streaming yet, but it came out about a month or 2 ago in cinema. And I went to see it with my friend at the start of October. And it's one of those movies that I feel I can't really talk about without giving major spoilers. It's kind of one of those, you really start to unravel the story from the word go. So I'm being very careful to tiptoe around the movie a bit. But if you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. You've probably seen people talk about this movie on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere, because there was a lot of behind the scenes drama between Florence Pugh, the star of the movie, and Olivia Wilde, who is the director, and she's also in the movie. So if you're anyway ingrained in pop culture, you've probably heard of this movie. I think it's a shame that it's getting a bad rap online, because it is, in my opinion, a very good movie. Probably one of the better ones I've seen this year. And I definitely will be watching it again when it comes out on streaming. But yeah, like I said, the movie stars Florence Pugh, Olivia Wilde, Gemma Chan, Chris Pine, Harry Styles. Like, it's a star-studded cast. And just a really good movie. But again, I was about to delve into the story there. But I don't know how to talk about it without giving spoilers. Basically, it's kind of a take on the movie, what was it called? Stepford Wives. Stepford Housewives? Something like that. I think it's Stepford Wives. It was, I think Nicole Kidman was in it. It was a movie that came out in maybe 2000? Maybe a bit after, maybe a bit before. But kind of showing this idyllic housewife lifestyle. Like, I'm saying idyllic, quote unquote. Very much not idyllic, but it's portraying this idyllic housewife story, but from the word go, there's something off. Something is wrong, and stuff unravels from there. That's the most I'll say, because any more than that, I will be spoiling the movie. But yeah, it's a really good movie. And when I went to see it with one of my best friends, and the entire time I was watching it, all I could think was, wow, this house would be fun to build. It would be so easy to build. So while I was watching it, I was like trying to map out the floor plan in my brain. And I think I did a pretty good job. Obviously, like any movie, I didn't get to see all of the house from every angle. But what I could see of the movie, I think I translated well into The Sims, particularly the bar area, the kitchen, and the kind of sunken living room and dining area. I think they turned out really cool. I'm really, really proud of them. But the rest of the house was very much my own interpretation. Because the other thing is, I did see this movie quite soon after it came out in cinemas. So there wasn't a lot of images of it online. So it wasn't quite like when I built the house from Call Me By Your Name, where I could just like Google Call Me By Your Name house and 1,000 pictures would come up. Because it was such a new movie, there was very limited stuff that I could look into about it. I was basically referring back to the trailer and a couple of behind the scenes videos. But I did the best that I could, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm really, really proud of this one, and I actually think it works really well in The Sims. I was saying this in my last video. For some reason, houses that fit into a very particular style, like this one is quite mid-century modern, for some reason it just translates really well into The Sims 4. I don't know if it's because The Sims 4 is so stylized that they have these very particular themes throughout their objects and stuff, but for some reason it just works. Another thing I wanted to talk about was something I was also mentioning in my last couple of videos, was the series I was planning on doing of renovating the worlds. I was planning on kind of starting in Willow Creek and just renovating the entire town. But unfortunately, due to what'll I call it? American Horror Story Gate, that is all gone tits up as well. Very much put it on the back burner. I hear fireworks. If you hear fireworks, I apologize. If you live in the UK, you know that this weekend is insane with fireworks. It's bonfire weekend, bonfire night, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, sorry. Just if you hear banging in the background, that's what it is. Anyway, the series that I was working on was very much put on the back burner when that whole American Horror Story mess went down. That series, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will start very soon. But to be honest, I've been thinking about it again, and I don't actually know if that is the right route that I want to take on my channel. I was basically planning on renovating all the existing houses in The Sims 4 that are shipped with the game, giving all the townies a new look, and kind of just putting my own spin on it, adding new families, new houses. And it was kind of just a way of me being able to put out more content, because when I'm building houses from TV shows and movies, there's a lot of background stuff that I have to do that takes up a lot of time. So when something goes wrong, like I lose a bit of footage, there's a huge knock-on effect, and I'm suddenly not posting for weeks on end. But I don't know if I want to build just like random houses. So what I'm thinking is I might try do some kind of a version of recreating houses from TV shows and movies more loosely to populate the world. But I don't know, this is all very much a work in progress, is basically what I'm trying to say. But that series will come eventually, is basically what I'm trying to say. If you have any suggestions of what kind of like a twist I can do on it, because I know a lot of people do renovating the worlds. Off the top of my head, Devin Bumpkin is one that I watch fairly regularly. He does amazing builds renovating the worlds, and he kind of does it in real time. I was planning on doing speed builds, but again, all gone a bit tits up, kind of lost motivation with that, so I'm trying to figure out a new twist I can put on it to kind of have my own stamp on it. Other than everything that happened with the American Horror Story house, putting everything on the back burner, I'm also doing a lot in my own life, trying to figure out some stuff with my future. So there was just a lot of reasons why I wasn't able to build. But hopefully I'm back on track now, back into the headspace, back in the headspace of recording videos, and hopefully I'll get back on track to getting stuff out more regularly. So stay tuned for that. With that, I might wrap up this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you don't mind me ranting and complaining about The Sims and my inability to find footage. But I really hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any suggestions for what you think I should build next, if you have any ideas for my Build a World series. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much again for watching. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.